This is part 2 to love and tolerance. So it's time to try something else. And what we're after is the learned response. And we're going positive. And so the learned responses are here and here. And we're going to assume these responses are all positive. So we're going to fake it. And when we fake it, we are going to have no thinking involved. It's an instinct. We raise the response time to a level of no thinking. It's the pilot that's flying a mission and it's long, it's stressful, comes back to land on an aircraft carrier and he's just exhausted, and the aircraft carrier is at night and it's things going up and down, and he's trained for this over and over and over and over again. He's stepped up to it, and so when he lands the plane, he is not thinking about anything. He's just reacting. His instincts are alive and well. And they may have to carry him out of the plane. He's so exhausted. That's actually true. That actually happens. What we're going to be doing is act as if, and we're going to fake it. And you begin to realize that you can prepare yourself. If you're fired, you know what to do. If you're not going to take it anymore, you know what to do. You understand your own learned response. I'm a visual learner. Behavioral science and meditation. Meditation is a very powerful tool to a better life. Meditation is a very individual experience. The Dalai Lama said sleep is the best meditation, and that's true for me. The problem centers in the mind and in emotion. The idea is to take the defects, this is a defect here, and our virtues, these are pluses, virtues, and here's a whole list of them down here, and they match up. For example, anger defaults to patience. Process here, we take all of our defects and our virtues and consciously or unconsciously take them all the way down to a zero field through this process of getting smaller and smaller. The unmanifested field, that's the uncorrupted child in us. That's what you're trying to do, to take yourself back. From there, we return and keep only the good, the positive, and the virtues, just the good. Science and nature reinforce this process and help us elevate our lives. Nature says, adapt or die. It goes. Darwin didn't even like that whole idea. He held off on publishing that until somebody else was about to publish it. So we take it down to the smallest zero field we have. It's brutal, natural selection. Adapt or die. Pretty grim. Science does the same thing. It looks at a world that becomes instinct naturally. It's the small world. It's the world of the quantum mechanics, quantum being meaning small. And it takes it, for a long time, it was just the atom was the smallest. And then there was subatomic particles, so it was getting smaller and smaller. And then a guy comes along and says, it's the unified field theory, the zero field. So it reinforces everything that's going on because sound waves are moving things to get them in order. The purpose of spirituality is to change. We get that. That's very nice. We've talked about the sixth sense and the fourth instinct to embrace all of our four beings, taking us to our higher self. There are four pathways, and these are represented in these two lists, basically. Four pathways to, it's actually to a power greater than yourself, your God. And when you're looking at this, you have to remember what you're trying to do. You're trying to be who you are, and that's that kind of goofy guy there. And you also want to find your higher self, that being your higher self. And there are four parts to, we're four beings. We're a being of mind, of intellect, what do you want to call it, and we're a being of emotion, and that tends to be where the problem is. And the solution is faith with works. That's down here, and it's spiritual and physical, faith with work. These are some of the tools, and we've talked about how fear works with this. Use this pathway here, and in your mind, you want to fake your behavior by, drawing on fears, no matter how unrealistic they are. They're your fears. So you act as if. That's the whole idea. You're faking it. You're telling yourself, I'm a better person than I may think. And in emotion, you surrender to and accept the world on life's terms. Spiritual is another one of those vapor things. What is it? It's intuitive. It's that fourth instinct, and it tends to give you your purpose. And then a physical crash has a way of making your life very, bringing it all into perspective, and that's this crash business here. It seems appropriate to base our life on money. That always seems like a good idea. It has its hazards. That's that. Greed is fear-based. A lot of life is about money, 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 money. Because you either there's not enough or there's too much. You win the lottery and it ruins your life. Happens all the time. It's a nice thing to think about, but you find out who your friends are. That's for sure. The middle ground is having enough money. That's an appropriate way to look at this, and to be comfortable with it. So nobody really wants to change. And all you're doing is changing into your higher self anyways. So you're really not changing. You're being who you are. That's the big drama and the fun of all this. What we do is, of course, we drop all the negatives. Just keep the good in us. We change into our higher selves via knowledge. There's two cycles, the fear and doubt world and the world of love and tolerance. And in the fear and doubt world, what starts to happen is it's about money, wealth, and money and power. There's a motivation, and that's if you're doing it, your life is all about money, nothing else. I will not be of maximum usefulness. I won't do anything like that. All I want is money, 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 money. That's all I think about. And that's to own power. It's very, very corruptive, and the root of most evil is money. The other approach is about love and tolerance, is knowledge. Knowledge is power. And it's a true power. And it tends to limit power. That's the idea. It's yourself and other people and your God. This is all for a better life. The thinking map that was used to create this. I work with people that are homeless, near homeless, mental patients. I'm involved in a project. It's with 3 other guys to make community out of a homeless living situation. This is the thinking map that has gone towards it. First, you have to look at the individual, and then you start looking at how they go to a group. The map starts here, and you're changing your mind, and then you're going to go your humanness, your senses, your instincts, and then these, so it goes from here down to here with your emotions, and then where something happens, and then going all positive as you get down here, and then you go across over here. That's the meditation part of it. learned response where there's no thinking. Then it goes from here over to the 4 pathways, and then the talk about the money, and then ending up in this thinking map, a way to take yourself into another area. And that's all I got. So this is just for me, and it has a way of looking at overview. And have a great day.